First time the Democrat had 40. That's, you know, he doesn't know. You'll tell us when you're ready. Well, thank you very much for being in the great state of Nevada and Las Vegas. We had an amazing rally last night with, tens of thousands of people inside and out. It was really quite something. I think the media was very surprised at the extent of it. It was as big as anything that there's been for a long time. And we're just starting that up now again. We didn't do it because of COVID, but we are rounding the corner on COVID. We're rounding it and rounding it rapidly. Plus, we have vaccines coming very soon, and we have therapeutics, which have already made a big dent, a tremendous dent. But I'm truly honored to be here today with Latinos for Trump. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And as you probably saw in some of the shows this morning, they're very disturbed by the poll numbers because we're very high and leading with Latinos, and that's a really tremendous thing. I'm very honored by it. We're here to discuss my administration's unwavering devotion to our nation's incredible Latino and Hispanic American communities. And as you know, a little while ago, I received the Bay of Pigs Award from the Cuban Americans in Miami. And that's a big honor, and they don't give it out easily. And we're having tremendous support from the Venezuelans, and it's just a great community. It's just a great people, great community. The Hispanic Americans enrich our nation beyond measure. They proudly serve our nation in the military as members of law enforcement, and they also start small business. I can tell you from personal experience, you're very good businessmen and women. Very, very good. Extraordinary, actually. They promote the shared values of faith and family, hard work, and patriotism. Hispanic Americans embody the American dream very much as anybody I can even think about. They embody the American dream. And I have to say, they know more about, we've had tremendous support from the Hispanic Americans on the southern border because they understand the southern border better than anybody. Nobody knows it better than anybody. Oftentimes I'd go to people that really understood it. They ended up always being Hispanic Americans because they understand it. And they want law and order, and they want people to come in, so do I, but they want them to come in through a process and legally. Joe Biden has spent 47 years betraying the Hispanic American community totally, sending their jobs to China, raising taxes on their family and small businesses, making their communities less safe, attacking their values and trapping their children in failing government schools. He's totally opposed to school choice. He's totally opposed to charter schools, everything that you stand for. He's going to shred the Second Amendment, something very important to Hispanic Americans also, Second Amendment. Life, very important. He's opposed to so many things, and now all of a sudden he's saying, no, I can live with this. I can live like fracking. He's totally reversed himself on fracking, which I don't think you can do that. I mean, maybe a politician can do that, but I can't imagine. You go through a whole primary system, and you're against fracking, then all of a sudden he comes out in favor of fracking. But he's not in favor of it. He's sort of wavering because now the left hit him very hard. And so now he sort of doesn't know what he's doing. He's in his basement right now, and he's saying, "What do I do?" He calls his handlers. "What do I do about this?" He hasn't left in 2.5 days. In the meantime, I'm all over the place. I'm going to California from here, going over to see some of our great people that are doing such a great job with those monster fires that they have. And again, forest management. I keep telling them forest management. You're going to manage your forests. Well, Joe Biden failed Hispanic Americans. I've delivered for Hispanic Americans more than any other president. I'm fighting for you every single day, and you understand that better than anybody. We implemented massive tax cuts, regulation cuts, and opportunity zones for Hispanic American families and small businesses, for African American families who have also benefited tremendously by what we've done. The opportunity zones, Tim Scott, senator from South Carolina, has been fantastic. He had this idea, and we brought this idea to fruition. The opportunity zones have been incredible. Before the China virus hit, we achieved the lowest Hispanic American unemployment rate ever recorded in the history of our nation. And we're getting it back very quickly. You saw the numbers come in just last week. The numbers are fantastic. It's building very quickly. 10.4 million jobs in 4 months back. And the number's back to 8.4%. People thought it was going to go to 42%. It's back to 8.4% so quickly. And we're going to have a great third quarter based on everything we see. We could have a GDP going up 25, 26, 27. Some people say it could be in the 30s. We'll see. It's going to be announced, actually, interestingly, right before the election. So we'll all take our chances. I'll take my chances because we're doing well. But before that virus hit, the numbers were the best they've ever been. We added a record 10.6. So there's never been anything like that, 10.6 million jobs. Second place is our record also, but second place is way behind that number. Joe Biden would terminate this recovery with, as he said, if somebody walked up to him, a doctor, and said, would you do a shutdown? He said, I'd do a shutdown. I'd listen to the professionals. Well, I do too, but then you have to make your decision. If I listen to the doctors, if I listen to the professionals, or if you listen to Biden, he was totally against me shutting down our country to China. I put a ban on China where it was heavily infected, and we saved hundreds of thousands of lives. Then I put a ban on Europe. This was not easy to do, and they were against that. So you can't just listen to your professionals. You have to have some sense. You have to make a decision. But the other thing about Joe Biden, he's not a strong person, and he's not strong for law and order, and everybody knows that. And this is today about law and order. When you see a scene like happened just last night in California with the two police people, a woman, a man, shot at stone cold, short range, right through a window, and we're looking for him. We're looking for that person, him, we think. And when we find that person, we've got to get much faster with our courts, and we got to get much tougher with our sentencing. We have to come out very, very strongly. We have to find that person. But I'm strongly defending religious liberty, which is so important to Hispanic Americans. Joe Biden will eliminate religious liberty. He's pledged to wage attacks on Catholic organizations like the Little Sisters of the Poor. You saw that. We support them, and we support the Little Sisters of the Poor, and we're doing very well in that support. And he supports taxpayer-funded extreme late-term abortion, and he supports it very strongly, late-term and even after-term. If you look at the governor of Virginia, he said the baby is born. And then really, I guess you call that an execution, because we're not even talking about during term. We're talking about after term abortion. And Biden doesn't want to take a position on that. Biden opposes school choice, and he has stated that if he's elected, charter schools are gone. And charter schools have been incredible. He wants to rip away the ladder of opportunity from millions of Hispanic American children. In a second term, I'll provide school choice, and we're already starting that process very strongly, as you know, to every family in America. And for the Hispanic American, school choice and charter schools are one of the most important things we can have. And you want law and order. You want law and order. You're not going to get it with them. He never even mentioned the words law and order in his speech or at the convention. They had the Democrat National Convention. He never mentioned anything about law and order. And you see Portland, and you see some of these other places. Now, every place we've been invited to, we put it out immediately. Minneapolis, we put it out immediately. We were set to go into Seattle. We told them we're coming in, so they went in before us, and they put it out. So we put it out. But every place we've touched has been good. And by the way, every city that's in trouble, every state, you look, Democrats, liberal Democrats, they've run them into the ground. Every city, the Republican cities are doing well. Great, actually. But every city that we've mentioned, the top 10 are all Democrat-controlled cities, whether it's governors, in most cases, in all cases, mayors, and the Republicans have done well. So we've achieved more for Hispanic Americans in 47 months. Think of it. It just works out that way. I say it. I said it last night in front of a lot of people. I didn't use the word we, but I'll use it either way, I or we. But I've achieved more for Hispanic Americans in 47 months than Joe Biden has achieved in 47 years. And that's a statement that's a very easy one to make. And I'll tell you, the best is yet to come. And what I thought is, if you'd like, we could go around the room a little bit. Tell us of your experience, also questions. You're all such highly respected people within the community. It's an honor to be with you. And I thought in front of the media we could talk a little bit, and you might tell us, we'll go around this way, and we'll tell us a little bit about yourselves. I'd love that. And if you have any questions or statements, I'd love to hear them. Okay? We'll start with you. We'll start with you.
First of all, I'm Constanza Mancia Araizaga, and I love our president. And I know for a fact that he's not racist because I'm an American, Mexican, Jew. My mother's from Manhattan. This is my mother. This is a little unorthodox, but this is for her.
Great.
She's 94 years old, and she signed that for you. I'm honored. I met you at the El Sombrero Cafe in 2016. I don't know if you remember my husband and I
do.
We love you. He has your ties. And this is the most just president for Latinos, for blacks. He's done so much more than 8 years of Obama. I can tell you right now, everybody, that during 8 years of Obama, as a business that's been in business, we've been in business for 22 years. We own everything entertainment, let you know.
Right.
We do corporate events for hotels like this with major companies, pardon me. And because of Obama's administration, we suffered. We were punished. We were completely punished. He was not a friend to any of the Latinos or the blacks or any business people or women in general, okay? And during your administration, before this China pandemic, and he's right, before the China pandemic, I blame them because I feel sabotaged again, just like I did with Obama's administration.
Right.
I'm very on fire and very passionate because I respect you as a president. I know that when I read The Art of the Deal, it comes from The Art of War. And I was so inspired to be a businesswoman from 1986. And I knew that you were going to be president. And I was on board back in 1986. This is our president. He's got to be a president. So what we've been doing as business owners, we've been sabotaged, especially here in Las Vegas, where our company, for example, provides major corporate events, hotels like this. Every single thing's been canceled. We've been sabotaged. We're going to lose our homes again. I'm still fighting.
Well, your governor has the state shut down. Your Democrat governor. He's shut down the state, and he's playing games with the ballots. He's playing games with ballots, and I hope they're watching him. I hope law enforcement is watching this guy. He's a political He's got your state totally shut down, and it's really terrible. It's one of the states that's still shut down. Please.
Thank you, President. And it's killing us. And we're back to 2008 again. We're being sabotaged, and we are in big trouble here, everybody. Wake up, and we all need to really get out there and get the Latinos on board. We have a campaign. We've been really, really pushing to wake people up because they have a sábana de cieguetud. Okay, that means a blind blanket over their eyes. And you have done so much for Nevada, for our country. I want to see the borders protected. I have family in Mexico City, and they are Republicans because they're capitalists. They all own businesses, and they don't like what's happening to their borders. They've all suffered, and that's what we need to let everybody know, that our president is saving our country because we have to keep this border situation under control because ISIS has come through from Mexico. I know that for a fact. I know what's happening right now. My own family has been victim to loose borders and loose government and corruption. And President Trump here, I can tell you, everybody, okay, the whole press, he is the best, incredible American president that loves our country, and we need to start respecting him, okay, because the left just basically wants to knock him down, and it's not right. And I'll stand and take a bullet for you.
Thank you very much.
No,
So nice.
I love you, and thank you. And
thank you.
And I also give you my condolences on behalf of my family in Mexico, also for your brother Robert.
Thank you very much.
Thank
That's
you
really
for your
nice.
time,
That's so
President
nice.
Trump.
Thank you very much.
I love
Appreciate
you.
It. I love you too.
And I
Thank
cried
you.
last time, and the photo, I need a good photo with you without the crying because I was a mess.
You'll get
And
it.
please.
That's really nice. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
My name is Sabino Gonzalez. I was born in Mexico. I'm an immigrant to here, and I own a small business, beauty salons. We were shut down for like almost 3 months, and we are very.
Did Nancy Pelosi go into your salon?
Not one of those. But
You don't
anyway,
want her.
we are suffering a lot because of the restriction that the governor. I admire you. I follow you all the time. Well, my question is,
They all said when I ran originally.
you and
Yes.
also one of my sons told me, why don't you ask the president why don't he makes the November 3rd the holiday so the people can vote and they don't have to mail.
That's maybe a good idea. We'll have to think about it.
So,
We'll have to think about
thanks-
that. Well,
thanks
we have a lot of
for-
people going to vote. We're very concerned about the rigged election with the ballots because this governor, he made it very hard to get a site last night where we had tens of thousands of people coming and pouring. I mean, many couldn't get in, and yet he made it hard. So what kind of thing is that when he's in charge of ballots? So he's making it hard for you to speak, right? Freedom of speech. He's making it hard for you to speak.
Yes.
And we called it a protest because, you know, when they have a protest, they're allowed to have a protest, right? But you're not allowed to go to church. So you don't have to, you can't go to church, but you can have a protest where people burn down your stores, like in Reno and other places where they burn down your storefronts. So that's the way it is. But we will handle things very well. But we are worried about the ballots because we have a number of states, 4, but we have a number of states where we have some very shaky Democrats, and the only way they're going to win is with rigged ballots. And if you look at the history of these ballots over the last 2 or 3 years, you'll see some horrible things where there's been tremendous cheating.
Yes.
And the press
No.
knows that, but they don't want to report it because they're fake news. Thank you very much. Thank you. I
Mr.
appreciate it. Please.
Mr. President, my name is David Mendez, and I'm a first generation here in America. I'm from Mexico City too.
Good.
And I really appreciate everything that you're doing. I think you're a big example for everybody on how you can go after the American dream, how you can go fight and go after your dream, right? Everything you're doing is perfect. I love that there's no filters, that you say things the way they are, because that's the way I am. Here I help the Latino people and everybody. I show people how money works, because we have a big financial problem. Nobody knows how to spend their money.
Right.
And so I give seminars, free seminars for people
Great.
that can show them how you can get a budget, how you can go and make your money work for you too. And also one thing that I think we need to start thinking about it is giving all these dreamers, in their papers. They've been here since they were 2, 3 years old, and I think that would be a good policy. that
You're
we
going to be
start
very
with.
happily surprised. You watch.
And,
Watch
and also the
watch
social
what's going to
security is
happen.
also another concern that we
The
all
Dreamers,
have.
DACA. Will you see? Will you see? You're going to be very happy
So that's
because I happen to agree with you. So
Perfect.
thank you very much.
You're
It's
my
great.
president.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
President Trump, my
Thank
name
you,
is
Maria.
Maria Caminero. I am an American born in Cuba, left Cuba under political asylum. As someone that was born in Cuba, I value freedom tremendously.
Right.
And to me, this election is the most important
Yeah.
because you symbolize freedom and
Thank you.
hope for me.
Thank
And
you
for
so
many
much.
people. Many Americans take freedom for granted. There are many Americans that are burning flags, American flags today in our streets.
Terrible.
There are many anarchists that do not understand how important freedom is. And a lot of people believe that it cannot be lost. And Cuba was the 7th largest economy in the world when Castro came into power. And the island has been destroyed. And when you take freedom away from people, you take the life away from people. You take dignity away from people. And A lot of people are like, why don't Cubans fight back? Many do not know what to fight for anymore because they don't understand. They never experienced what it was like to be free. But because we have a president like you that has put America first, and I've been here since I'm 5 years old, and I have seen many presidents give America away. When people say to me, oh, the world doesn't like him, I'm like, I don't care. He is the president of the United States. He is not the president of the world.
Right.
He's our president.
That's why they don't like you.
He's our president. And I thank you.
Thank you,
I'm in the manufacturing business. I thank you for trying so hard to bring manufacturing back. Because when we consume what we make, it makes us stronger. And a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people just think about buying cheap and buying cheap. No, let's buy better.
Yeah, yeah.
American goods are more expensive, but they're better. I started in the furniture industry when I was 21 years old. And I used to sell things that were American made, Mexican made, Canadian made, things that you could pass on. Now everything is disposable. Everything. Life is disposable. Look at how they think that late-term abortion is okay. It's not okay. You know, so this election, as far as I can see it, I'm going to be 57 years old in a couple of months. It's the most important election, at least in my lifetime, because of what you symbolize. And I thank you for putting America first.
Thank you, Maria. That's
I
really
appreciate
beautiful.
you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Maria. Please, Victoria.
Thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity to come to this roundtable today. I, too, fled California 15 years ago. I was a small business owner of day spas. Because of the taxing and regulations 15 years ago, I knew it was time to move to a more business-friendly state. And so my husband retired as a federal agent, and we moved here. And I started a bath and body product line, manufacturing and distribution.
Great.
And we grew that for 5 years until the Obama-Biden administration. They won the election, and the policies were so unfriendly towards small businesses. The talk of you didn't build that, and we're going to build the economy from the middle class out. I knew he did not understand business. And so we listed our business when he got inaugurated, sold it 6 months later. And me being non-political, I said I will work for every fiscal conservative business person that runs for office, and that's exactly what I did. And then I became recruited and ran for the State House. I actually won my election in 2014,
Great.
and I was the first Republican Latina in the State House. And I realized that only 23% of the legislature had ever signed the front of a paycheck. So I went on, today I'm a city councilwoman, and I went on to, we now have 3 Republicans, I think historically, or at least for the first time, 3 Democrats and an independent mayor, and I can tell you that we will not defund the police as long
Good.
as I'm there.
That's good. That's good, Victoria.
And I can tell you, Mr. President, it is a breath of fresh air to have a president that we know that we can have the opportunity to start a business, to bring our vision to fruition. You have done more for this country in my lifetime than any other president, and I will fight hard for your reelection.
Very nice, thank you.
And thank you very much for everything that you've done. One more thing, and when I get upset because the fake media attacks me, my husband says to me, stop whining, think about what President Trump goes through every day.
A lot of truth to that. Thank your husband very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Go ahead, please.
Well, thank you very much for having me here, President Donald Trump. And my name is Jesus Marquez. I'm a small business owner. I'm also part of the Latinos for Trump advisory board, and I'm a local radio show host for the only conservative radio show host in Nevada myself. And I'm also was recently appointed by you to be a commissioner for the newly created Hispanic Prosperity Initiative. And it's a great honor to serve my country, especially serve my country under you, Mr. President. One thing that I wanted to tell you, the first thing I wanted to tell you is that Nevada welcomes you. We've been waiting for you because we need you. We need your policies. We need everything you do. We have a governor that has been very tough on us, not just businesses, but people. I hear through my radio show and all the work that I do, knocking on doors and organizing pastors and people and leaders here in Nevada and Las Vegas. One thing I hear from everybody is that they are tired of the situation because they want to get America back. They want to get Nevada back up and running. And I hear, even from union members, I hear them say that they are struggling because they are the uncertainty of being locked down, of not having their hours, and so they're hurting. Especially also another thing is that I'm a big advocate for school choice. My two kids who are school age go to a charter school. My 6-year-old came to me the other day running because she heard in the news that Biden was going to shut down charter schools. And my 6-year-old told me, Daddy, is it true that Biden's going to shut my school? She loves her school. We love her school. And it is very important that we save our schools and also our neighborhoods from the insecurity. The law and order that you propose is what we want in all our states. And especially in our communities, Hispanic community, we are directly impacted by the uncertainty of not having a law and order system, and that's what we want. We want law and order in our cities, in our communities, and I think you are the president for that. I thank you very much, and I agree with everybody here that says that you are the best president in decades, or at least in my lifetime. And I love history. I can go back a couple of decades before I was born, and I know that you are the best president.
Really nice.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Jesus. That's beautiful. Thank you very much. Please, Laura.
Yes, Mr. President, thank you so much for just being here and making this time to meet with us. It's an honor and privilege to be in your presence. Now, I don't want to get too emotional, but I did bring my tissue and my notes
that's
just in
okay.
case I lose it. I am a small business owner, but I am in the staffing industry. I started my business back in October 2014, and I felt that there was just so many great programs in our city that a lot of people didn't know about them. So I went ahead and I started with 2 other community leaders, a nonprofit organization. We are a 501c3. So I'm really sorry, I can't endorse anyone through the organization, but we started in January of 2015. We represent basically bringing the Hispanic and non-Hispanic business community together. We're made up of a lot of volunteers, small business owners. We basically focus on educating our community on business. We volunteer in the schools. We actually adopted Arturo Cambero Elementary School over 5 years ago, and 2 years ago we went ahead and took on Del Robinson Middle School. It's very important for us to go into our community, into our schools, and allow the children to be able to see Latina women, Latino men, that are attorneys, that are business owners, so then that way we can guide them. I will tell you that this administration, you've been such a blessing. The SBA, absolutely wonderful. I mean, for you guys to have been able to pass the PPP, the disaster loan, me personally, there's no way that my business would still be alive if it wasn't for you. And so we do have different types of events, and one event that we have every single year, it's our fundraiser, our annual fundraiser, our signature event. It's called Éxito Awards. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I would have loved to nominated the governor. What an honor and privilege to have nominated the governor of Nevada. But unfortunately, I couldn't find myself to actually nominate him because he has killed our businesses. Okay? And so I went ahead and I nominated you, President, and I nominated also Jovita Carranza, and I will tell you that on Friday, you won the nomination.
Oh, good.
So we're really excited. So now we just hope that you accept our nomination. We have to actually go through that process, and we really do hope you do accept it.
I will. Okay, and I will accept it. Okay.
Oh! Oh, God, thank you.
Okay.
And once again, we absolutely love you.
Thank you very
All right,
much. Thank you, Laura. Appreciate that. Very nice, beautiful.
I didn't cry.
No, you did very well.
Mr. President, it's an absolute honor to meet you and to be here today. I actually didn't think I was going to be chosen to be one of the ones here, but you're absolutely amazing. And my mama, before I get in trouble with my mom, she said, when you meet President Trump, you better tell him, oh, I love him. So I have to get that out of the way. I'm a small business owner. I own a giant janitorial service. I've been affected with COVID and with what's the governor's doing, and it's hard, but Christ is with us, and He's going to continue to help us, and I believe that He puts you in your position to help this country, and you're doing a fantastic job. I didn't come here with a question. I just came here to tell you how much pride.
That's really nice. And will you say hello to your mother?
I will.
Okay.
Her name is Carol Dominguez.
Good.
And,
Say hello to her.
and she's spicy.
She did it. She did a good job. She did a good job with the son. I can see that. Right? Thank you
She made
very
a
much.
handsome one. But I am really proud of you.
Thank you
And
very
it's a
much.
very honor. I'm amazed.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Great honor. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr.
Thank you.
President. My name is Blanca Fax. I come from Guatemala back in 1989. I moved to this great state of Nevada in 1996. My husband and we own multiple businesses and rapid real estate, and we've been having a little bit hard time with one particular business, which is bar and restaurant, and we also have gaming, and the gaming is being shut down for us, not for the casino, not for if you go to the Smith's markets, they have all the machines open, so it's only like being like selected people that can run the business. So I don't understand how the governor is choosing who can run the business.
Very unfair. I
It's
agree.
very unfair. So in that area, I'm very hurt. But I'm here and to tell you that I'm very honored that you select me to be on this table to represent the rest of the Hispanic, like we all, as we understand everybody have a hard time. This year is being really hard for everybody. But thanks to all the assistance programs that you create, it helps me to maintain one of my business. We got the PPP program and the EIDL program, and we afloat. We support 20 employees, and we're very proud to have you as a president.
Thank you very much. Beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Oh, I'm nervous. Mr. President, great seeing you here again. Third time I get to meet you. Really excited. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our business. We're in the business. I did not start our business. It was my parents who started the company 57 years ago. And I like to say I'm 12th child of 13. So my older brother and sisters worked really hard along with my parents to get the company going. Our name of the company is Roberto's Taco Shop. We have 72 stores total. We have 54 stores here in Las Vegas, 3 up in Reno. The rest are in San Diego, where we started. When my parents came from Mexico, they came out here to, for the American dream. My dad came up here. He worked up in Michigan in the Ford company. He worked at the railroad company before. In 1957, he brought my mother and 7 of my brothers and sisters over. They worked hard in the fields. And in 1964, my dad started a tortilla factory at his own house. And from there, he grew, opening up restaurants in San Diego. And then in 1990, moved here to Las Vegas. When he passed away in 1999, he had 18 stores. Of those 18 stores, I still have 10 stores that are still up and running. Anyways, I just want to say again, thank you for having me here again. And my dad taught us to work hard. He never pushed us to go to school. Out of 13 of us, my brother and sisters, only 2 graduated. But he always told us, "You're not going to go to school. You go to work for us." So
Yeah.
I was one of the 11 kids that chose to go to work. I was very young when I started working for him. And again, now I'm in charge of all of our stores here in Nevada.
That's great.
So, it is hard work, but the payoff is really great.
Good.
With this COVID,
I cannot say we've been affected. Actually, you know, for some reason, our restaurants are doing really, really well. We've opened 3 stores this year, and we're going to be opening 2 more this year.
Wow.
Before the year's over. So
That's
you know,
fantastic.
we're growing. We're still looking for places in Las Vegas to open more stores. You know, people tell me, because you have so many here in Las Vegas, why open more? Well, there's room for more. There's room for more. So that's all I've got to say. And again, you know, we love the work you're doing. We love what you've done for us. I think you helped us a lot, you know, with your tax programs. We benefit a lot from that. And that's it. That's all I've got to say.
Well, your father would be very proud of you, right? Good job. That was a great job.
And
Thank
again,
you.
I do want to say my condolences to you with
Thank
your
you.
brother. I actually lost my mom 2 months ago tomorrow. So,
It's not easy.
yeah.
Thank you very much. Great
Thank you.
job. Thank you. Well, I want to thank everybody very much. This is fantastic. And again, it's never been shown like this for a Republican. The Republicans are good and Democrats are good, but there's never been anything quite like this. When we saw the love last night, and long before that, frankly, because I've been with the Latinos, the Hispanics, you go by many different names, all different. Some prefer one, some prefer another. You know, we discuss it. And in the end, they say, do whatever you want, call us whatever you want, because you've been the best that we've ever had. And that's such an honor when people say that. And we love you, and we will be with you, and we're never going to let you down. And I want to thank you all for being here. It's really great. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Great job. Thank